I really like that name. I've been thinking about it. I really like it. And I was just like, hallelujah.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I just had to change up my location today because apparently the sun does not want to agree with me. It sucks and everywhere I go it looks dark and I still feel like it looks dark, but whatever. We're gonna make do with what we got. So going with that, I got some stuff playing in the background, so if you can hear a little background music, I apologize. I really didn't want to film here, but I can't be in a dark room where you guys can't see me. It just drives me crazy. Anyways, today I wanted to answer the questions for my Q&A video. Finally, I think it's been 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks exactly, actually. So, if you see me looking at my little phone, it's because I had to look up the questions, you know? So, let me pull them up here. Okay, so just letting you know, I'm gonna be posting who asked the question down in this little section here because I do not know how to pronounce everyone's names, and instead of embarrassing myself and maybe looking like a fool, I'm gonna save it. And so right down here, that's where it will say where who the questions were asked by. All right. So first question says, just wondering the meaning and process behind naming Caden Liam. First off, as soon as I found out it was a boy, y'all know what you do. I started going online and looking up names. I was really in love with like K names. So not necessarily C, not necessarily K, just like the K. I really liked Carter and I liked Caden, and I also like, I'm trying to think of all the, I remember Carter and I loved Caden. Those are my two favorite. And like Carson and like all those types of names. I really, really like them. And now Liam has been one of my favorite names for like ever. I just like love the name Liam. You know, 90210, the new series came out, and Liam came out, and he was just that hottie with a body. Whew. I was just that, honestly, that is what sold me on the name. I like met him and I was like, oh my god, I love that name. My son's name is going to be Liam. And I was so determined that my son's name was going to be Liam. And you guys gotta get used to it. I talk with my hands a lot, I know, so I can see it in the viewfinder kinda, so I'm apologizing in advance. So yeah, I love that name always. And then I really liked when I was discussing with my mom, I was like, Mom, I really think Caden and Liam sound really good together. Like they just flow together, it's nice and that type of stuff. So what Corey and I decided to do was we decided that we would pick out our names, write down a list, and he would write down a list, and then we would come together and go over the list and kind of check off which ones we liked. He liked Caden, but I had first spelt it C-A-I-D-E-N, and he didn't really like that. So we looked up like other different spellings of it, and that's where he saw C-A-Y-D-E-N. And then I told him I really liked the name Liam. He didn't want to name his first name to be Liam because he thought it was too short. Not that necessarily Caden, I don't know how you could really nickname that unless you called him like K or Cade or whatever. But he just didn't want Liam as a first name, which was fine because I thought, you know what, that's just the perfect middle name. It's like, you know, mosquito. Sorry. So then, I was trying to sell him on this name because I really wanted it. So I was like, oh, his name is Corey Lee. And I was like, oh man, like if we named him Caden Liam, he would have the same initials as you. It would be CEO, blah, 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 whatever our last name is. I think that's kind of like how I sold him on it, but he's like, oh, okay, well, whatever, we'll like think about it, da, da, da. So then at work the next day, he sends me a message, he's like, I really like that name, I've been thinking about it, I really like it. And I was just like, hallelujah. Because like, I wanted that name so bad, and that's kind of how we came across it. So I like to say it all goes to me, but he changed the spelling, everything, and it's just like perfect. I love it. I think it's just a perfect name for our son, and I'm just really happy. So that is how we came up with the name. Yeah. Are we planning to have any other children? Now this is a debate between me and Corey. We both decided, yes, we will have more children. Now Corey has middle child syndrome. He was a middle child and he didn't like being a middle child, so he does not want more than 2 children. Now I was kind of a middle child, but I was kind of the oldest. I was my dad's middle child, but I was my mom's oldest because my dad was married once before. If you saw my Drawing the Life video, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So I didn't really have a syndrome. I always thought I wanted 3 children. So he wants 2, we want 3. I decided if I have a girl next, I'm fine with having 2. I'll have 1 boy, 1 girl, perfect. If I have a boy next, I would like to have 1 more, try once more for a girl. If I have 3 boys, I would love 3 boys. But we will come to that milestone when we come to that milestone. We will see. I know I'm having 2. That's all I know. My next question is, are you planning on having any other kids? And if so, what sex would you want them to be and what would you name them? Names? I have no idea about names. I kind of just answered this. I would love to have a boy and a girl, and I would love to have 3 children, so like a boy, girl, and I wouldn't care what the third one would be. Because I love both. But names? I don't know. You gotta come to that milestone when you get there. You gotta figure out when you get there, because I really don't know. I could like a name now and then tomorrow I couldn't, right? Just had a baby. I need tips on how to get him on a sleep schedule. He is 6 weeks old now and I need to get more sleep. Help! I think I kind of want to do another video on this if you guys would like to see it, on like how I kind of got Caden on a sleep schedule. I'm gonna be honest, he doesn't sleep in his crib yet because he has to sleep in our room, so because that's just what works, and he doesn't nap in his crib. But one thing I can say is I have him on somewhat of a schedule. I know how many naps he has a day, and I know, you know, so like I think it's all about setting time frames, like planning, like always waking him up at the same time, trying to always get him to the bed at the same time, and then kind of for like first a little while getting to know like how often does he want to sleep, how like long, and that type of stuff. Like this is almost a whole other video in itself, so if you guys would like to know more about it, let me know that you want to know more about how I kind of got him on a nap schedule, is what I want to call it. So yeah, just let me know, because it would take me way too long to explain how I did it. It was just a lot of planning and note taking, and yeah, it sounds like lots of work, but it is. You have a baby, it's lots of work. What do you want your child to do when they grow up? Me? You know what? I don't care. I really don't. I want them, you know what I want them to do? I want them to do whatever makes them happy, whatever makes their heart and soul happy within. I don't want them to do a boring job. I don't want them to be stuck in something that they hate. I want them to do whatever makes them happy. Now, if you ask Corey, I know he would really like Caden to be a volunteer firefighter as well. My boyfriend is a firefighter and he loves it. In our town, he's a volunteer firefighter. His dad was a volunteer firefighter. His brother is a volunteer firefighter. So I know deep down, like, that's what Corey would want. Corey would want Caden to be a volunteer firefighter. So, but you know what? If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. If he wants to dance, he can dance. If he wants to do music, he can do music. If he wants to be a doctor, he can be a doctor. I just think they have to do whatever makes them happy. So what do I want them to do when they grow up? I want them to do whatever makes them happy. What is the one thing you did not expect to happen as a mommy? And is it challenging or more of a joy discovery? Maybe both. First off, I knew I would love him. Like, this might sound weird, but I never knew how much love and dedication you give to a child. Like, how much they come into the world and they're your everything. Like, when people say they are your everything, they are your everything. They are your heart. They are your soul. They are your reason to wake up in the morning. It's just this amazing, amazing, amazing feeling. And that is, like, the truth. I don't know. Like, what else did I not expect? I didn't expect him to grow up so fast. Like, it's a joy to see, like, him accomplishing new things, like rolling over and holding up his head the first time and laughing the first time. But then you realize, like, wow, he's getting old so fast. So it's kind of like a joy, like, you're happy when it happens, but you're sad at the same time. Like, I always tell Corey, like, I want him to walk, but I don't, because when he starts to walk, I feel like he's not my baby anymore, and I just don't want him to grow up too fast, and I just want to be able to cherish every moment with him. That is my last question for my Q&A video. Thanks for asking the questions. I like doing them, so maybe if you guys would be interested, I'll start doing them more often, like when people, like maybe every 3 months, you know, see, we can chit chat, we can catch up, we can get to know, like, you know, get to know me a little more with your questions. But yeah, that is my question and answer video. I had a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for asking me all your questions, and I will talk to you guys later. Love y'all.